Ever wondered how susceptible you might be to fake news? Well, it's time to put that to the test. Welcome to our special April Fool's Day challenge, where we'll be sifting through the mazes of truth and fiction. Throughout this journey, we'll be challenging your discernment skills, testing your ability to separate the wheat from the chaff, the real from the fake. April Fool's Day, a day of pranks and hoaxes, has been celebrated for centuries across various cultures. On this day, people pull pranks on their friends, family, and even strangers. But in this digital age, April Fool's Day has taken on a new significance. It's a day that reminds us of the importance of discerning truth from fiction, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with information, some of which might not be as true as it seems. The challenge of spotting fake news is more relevant today than ever before. With the rise of AI-driven disinformation, it's become increasingly difficult to distinguish real news from the fabricated ones. Our reliance on digital media for information has made us more vulnerable to the effects of fake news, making it crucial for us to refine our ability to differentiate between what's real and what's not. So, how good are you at spotting fake news? Can you tell if a story is a well-crafted hoax or a piece of authentic news? That's exactly what we're here to find out. This April Fool's Day, we're putting you to the test with a fun and enlightening challenge. We'll present you with a series of news stories, and your task is to figure out which ones are real and which ones are merely April Fool's Day pranks. Are you ready to take on the challenge? Buckle up because we're diving right in. First up, we have an intriguing story. Listen carefully. Imagine, if you will, a quaint town in northern England where every year without fail it rains cheese. Yes, you heard that right, cheese. As the clock strikes midnight on the first day of April, the skies open up and down comes a deluge of delicious dairy. The townsfolk, armed with their umbrellas and buckets, rush out to collect the cheese, turning the peculiar precipitation into a yearly celebration. Now, isn't that a story to churn over? The question we pose to you is this: do you think it's real or just an April Fool's prank? Can you envision the cheddar cascading from the clouds, or does it smell a bit too cheesy to be true? Hold on to your answer, we'll reveal it in a bit. Ready for the next one? Here it goes. Our second story is a real head-scratcher. Picture this. A team of scientists in Switzerland claim they've discovered a way to convert ordinary house dust into pure gold. That's right, they say all you need is a special device they've designed, and voila, you're an alchemist turning the mundane into the magnificent. A dust bunny under your couch could be your ticket to luxury. Or perhaps your dusty attic is a gold mine waiting to be tapped. Imagine the possibilities. Now, is this a case of scientific breakthrough or just another April Fool's Day prank? Are we on the brink of a new gold rush, or is it all just fool's gold? What do you think? Is this story fact or fiction? Keep your answer in mind, we're moving on to the next story. Here's the third story. What's your take on this one? Imagine this: an AI-powered robot ran for a local city council seat, promising to eliminate human error and bias from decision-making. The campaign slogan? Perfection in politics. The robot, named CivicBot, was designed to analyze municipal data and make decisions based on optimal outcomes. It even held virtual town halls, responding to constituents' concerns in real time. Now, do you think this is a true tale of technology taking over, or just an April Fool's prank playing on our fears of a robot uprising? Remember, we live in a world where artificial intelligence is increasingly prevalent, so don't let that sway your judgment. Use your critical thinking skills. Is the story too good to be true, or does it sound plausible in today's tech-driven society? Have your answer? Great, let's proceed to the next one. And now, for our final news story. We're diving into a tale that seems too outlandish to believe. Picture this. A tech company claims to have developed an AI that can predict the outcome of any April Fool's prank with a stunning accuracy of 99%. The AI, dubbed Prankmaster, is said to utilize a complex algorithm that factors in human behavior, historical prank data, and current trends to make its predictions. Sounds a bit futuristic, right? But in this era of rapid technological advancement, could it be a reality? Or is it just another prank pulled off in the spirit of April Fool's Day? It's time for you to make the call. Is this news authentic or artificial? A breakthrough in artificial intelligence or a clever hoax designed to trick us all? Mull it over, make your choice. Done guessing? Now let's reveal the answers. Now comes the moment of truth, let's see how well you did. Have you been sitting on pins and needles, eagerly awaiting the results? Well, let's dive right into it. The truth behind each news story is about to be unveiled, one by one. First up, that headline about pandas developing a taste for pizza. Seems absurd, right? Well, you can breathe easy, folks. This was indeed a prank. It's amazing how a little creativity can make even the most outrageous stories seem plausible. Next, we had the story about AI-driven robots taking over the world. While AI development has made significant strides in recent years, we're not quite at the point of a robot uprising. So, yes, you guessed it, another April Fool's jest. Moving on to the so-called groundbreaking discovery of a new planet in our solar system. Now this one was tricky. With our ever-advancing technology, it could very well have been true. But alas, it was yet another fabrication designed to test your discernment. And finally, the tale about the government's plans to replace paper money with chocolate coins. As sweet as that sounds, it was, of course, another April Fool's Day ruse. Each of these stories, real or fake, highlights just how easily we can be fooled. With the rapid spread of information in our digital age, it's more important than ever to verify the news we consume. These revelations make you think, don't they? How many times have you shared a news story, only to find out later that it was a hoax? It's a reminder that we all have a responsibility to ensure the information we spread is accurate. So, how did you do? Did you manage to spot the fakes? Whether you aced the quiz or not, there's a valuable lesson here for all of us. In this digital age, the line between real and fake news has become increasingly blurred. It's like stepping into a hall of mirrors, where reality is distorted and twisted at every turn. This is why discerning real news from fake news is more critical than ever. Every day, we're bombarded by a barrage of information, making it almost impossible to discern fact from fiction. It's an ocean of data where truth and falsehood swim side by side. Amidst this chaos, it's easy to get swept away by the tide of misinformation. But hesitate not. There's a life raft in sight, and it's called critical thinking. Critical thinking is your compass in this sea of information. It helps you navigate the waters, guiding you towards the shores of truth. It's about asking questions, challenging assumptions, and not taking things at face value. It's about diving beneath the surface, looking beyond the headlines and seeking out reliable sources. And then, there's fact-checking. It's like a trusty flashlight illuminating the dark corners of misinformation. Fact-checking involves verifying information from multiple sources before accepting it as truth. It's an essential tool in your arsenal against fake news. So whether it's April Fool's Day or any other day of the year, let's not allow ourselves to be fooled. Let's strive to separate the wheat from the chaff, the real from the fake. Because in this age of information, being informed is not enough. We need to be well informed. And remember, it's not just about spotting the fake news. It's also about spreading the real news. So the next time you come across a news story, take a moment to fact check before you hit that share button. Remember, in the world of news, not everything that glitters is gold. Happy April Fool's Day and stay savvy out there.